going on, beautiful beings and conscious co-creators? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and a special shout out to every single one of you beautiful beings that has hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that, and I am grateful. Today's video is going to be just all about the lessons that you need to learn going forward with your twin flame. Now, I want to preface this by saying there's a lot of misinformation that is going on, like that I see online about twin flames, what twin flames are, especially this tone of like, you know, we should find our twin flame and that's what we're supposed to have. What I want to really emphasize to you guys, being someone with firsthand experience in a twin flame relationship, this is not a relationship that I would have necessarily asked for, but one that I am so incredibly grateful to have experienced. And it's not something that I feel like is one where you go out looking for that. I definitely had no idea what a twin flame was for the first 3 years of our relationship. Had no idea. It wasn't until my awakening happened, it wasn't until I started to understand the connection we had, that I realized that this is something a little more deeper and something that other people are just really not going to understand. Now, you can believe in twin flames or not. If you don't, then I don't really understand why you would watch this video at this point on, so you can exit. But for those of you all who do believe that you're in a twin flame relationship, please understand, number one, twin flames, there's nothing lovey-dovey. It's not all rainbows and cupcakes. Twin flames are all about mirrors. Your twin flame comes in. This is something that your soul is going to kind of connect with, and your twin flame is supposed to be the one that shows you yourself. Your twin flame is your non-judgmental accountability partner as far as you walking into your life's purpose. A twin flame comes when it's needed. I personally don't believe that it is something that you should be trying to push for, because I feel like the universe will bring that person into your life. If that person is supposed to come into your life in this lifetime, it'll happen organically. And that's just my opinion at this time. But I do want to let you guys know, and this is coming from personal experience, there's nothing easy about being in a relationship with a twin flame. In fact, twin flames does not even mean that you have to be in a relationship. That's another misconception, is that you have to have a romantic relationship with your twin flame. It could be a friendship, and you can have a twin flame that is your friend, and you be with a soulmate, or just a regular, someone that you decide to be with in that moment. There are no rules to this, and I just really want to emphasize that. I know I don't want to make this intro too long, but I just really want to stress to you guys that if you are listening to someone that is trying to tell you rules to something, please, keep your eyes open, because this is all about what resonates with you. Okay, if it doesn't resonate with you to pursue a romantic relationship with your twin flame, or if you and your twin flame are in a season where it just doesn't make sense to be together, be allowing in that. Okay, we don't want to put our own needs and wants and desires over someone else's free will and over what someone else is going through. Okay, there is going to be a little bit of difficulty, strife. Like I said, it's not easy to be with your twin flame if that is something that you choose to do, which is why I wanted to do this reading, because what I have realized with the interactions that I have with my twin flame, who is my fiance, what I've realized is that we are in such a stage of having so much extreme gratitude for one another and one another's journey, up until this point. We can look back on our relationship and we just have like a wow moment of just really appreciating one another, and us both fighting to get to this place where we are individually and also in conjunction to another. I help him as far as what he feels he is supposed to do here, his life purpose. I help him and he helps me, and we support one another, and it works seamlessly. And like I said, it's so it's so the opposite of superficial. And I honestly feel like I might even just make a whole other video about this, because I want people to just really understand a twin flame is not a regular relationship whatsoever. Okay, so the regular quote unquote rules don't apply to your twin flame. It has to be something that you just intuitively feel. And so that's why I feel like it should be an organic connection that the universe feels you're ready to experience. Because if you're not, I feel like that's where a lot of the strife and conflict starts to come into play. A lot of the cat and mouse chasing games, and, people not wanting to step into what they need to step into. You want to be allowing for both you and your partner to do that before you decide to continue with the friendship or the romantic relationship or whatever it is that you guys decide consensually to do. So that's all I want to say for just for right now. I would definitely suggest, if you are interested in twin flames, if this is a new concept that you're hearing about, please do further research. Please meditate on it, even outside of your research, to figure out what resonates with you before you go on calling someone your twin flame, before you go on trying to manifest your twin flame, before you go on making any other actions. Please do your research. Please, tune in first to yourself before you try to bring someone in. Actually, that's with anybody. Twin flame, soulmate, just a regular partner, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this reading, though, is for those who believe that they are in a twin flame connection. I want to give you guys a little bit of guidance on what may be the lesson that you're needing to learn in this moment. Or just give you an idea of what's going on. I tuned into 3 piles. This is group 1, group 2, and then this is going to be group 3. I tuned into 3 different piles to figure out what is the message that you need to hear right now regarding your twin flame relationship. So these are the cards. I'm going to use tarot to go into detail. I'm going to use the purpose cards to kind of give you some tools to use, a little bit of guidance, and then this is your homework deck. Okay, homework is over here. So I'm going to be pulling from 3 different cards, but first I need you guys to pick your pile, pick your group. Again, 1, 2, 3. If you prefer to pick off of stones, I did provide stones today. This is rose quartz. This is rose quartz. And this is the rough rose quartz. Okay, that's going to be for group 1. Group 2 is amethyst. And then this is rose quartz, but this is tumbled rose quartz. So it's smooth. Tumbled is smoothed. So it's the difference. This is rough, and then this is smooth. If you can kind of tell the texture, I'm not sure if you can tell the texture, but again, rose quartz, amethyst, and tumbled rose quartz. Okay, so I'm going to put the pile timestamps in the comment section as usual. So go ahead and check the comment section out below. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't forget. Also, after you're done with your reading, if you can leave me a comment down below and just kind of let me know what resonated with you, I'd really appreciate it. Other than that, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, what's going on, group number 1? So this is the card that you guys have. Can I pick it up? I don't know. Again, you guys picked the rough natural rose quartz stone. This is your card. 9th house, faith. Okay, so this card is kind of the theme that's centering around this moment in time for you and your twin flame. And I look at this card and I think first of all, 9th house is all about Sagittarius vibes, right? So we're talking travel, we're talking movement, we're talking the idea of being unattached, of releasing holds and just being able to freely move if the feeling hits you, to just kind of pick up and go. Also, Sagittarius is all about philosophies. It's all about learning, unlearning. It can be about kind of just taking concepts that maybe you initially thought, and then you kind of, learn something different, like religion. Like one minute you're this religion, and the next minute it resonates with you to be a different religion. I see that happening with you guys. I see you and your twin flame kind of going through a lot of learning processes, and also learning and unlearning. Unlearning things that maybe you thought you resonated with or thought you knew, and then just in deciding to open yourself up to other things, other cultures, other religions, other philosophies, other ideals. I definitely feel like this is a phase of just being open. Also, this may be something that is a little trying for both of you. I see faith, and I think that for some of you all, you are going through a particularly hard phase with you and your twin flame. Maybe you guys are not seeing eye to eye right now, and that is causing a little bit of friction in the environment around you. And I want to let you know that this card came up this is no coincidence whatsoever. If the card faith came up, then that's something that you want to kind of meditate on, is to have faith. Faith that the process is working, faith that this person is in your life for a reason, faith that, even throughout the negative bouts of the relationship, even throughout the disagreements, the arguments, what have you, keeping that faith that this is something that is purpose driven, and as long as we can stick to our purpose, as long as we understand the path that we're on, we will be able to ultimately support one another in our endeavors. That's what I'm seeing just alone with this card, is I see a lot of movement going on. I see you guys exploring different things, and I see you either doing that, and we'll go into depth with the tarot, but this is something that may possibly be something you do by yourself, or something that your partner is able to do with you, or you to do with your partner. That part's not clear, but I'm definitely going to ask that question to tarot. But I see you definitely expanding and kind of taking that Sagittarius energy of just kind of growing and evolving. So let's go ahead and ask, is this something they're doing alone, or is this something that they're able to do together? Five of Swords came out. Five of Swords came out. I feel like this is something you're doing alone. In fact, this may even be something that you that drives your partner to want to move away from you, separate from you. Again, I said travel for this card, so this may be your season to literally travel, like pick up and go somewhere. This may be the season in which you decide, we're going to take a break. I'm going to go and, I'm just going to go and do me for a little bit of time. Or you may not take a break. Like I said, I definitely feel like you are moving around, and I definitely feel like with this Five of Swords energy that just pulled out after I asked that question, I feel like this is something that you will be doing by yourself. I don't see your partner, your twin flame, joining you in this endeavor. What else? Let's see. Anything else that we need to know about this traveling? Oh, thank you. Okay, 2 cards came out. All right, so we have 7 of Wands in reverse. Hierophant is in reverse. Okay. All right. Wow. So Hierophant in reverse automatically is reinforcing what I'm saying, as far as this is definitely something that is going to start challenging your belief system. And I feel like, this is so funny. This is how I learned the cards. Hierophant in reverse, I think of Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? Okay, and if you know the movie, then you'll get what I'm saying. If you don't, bear with me. Esmeralda was a gypsy, and she stood for everything the opposite of Frodo, right? So she was all about individualism. She was all about self-expression. She was all about just being different, just, going against the grain, not following the system, just doing her. And Sorry, I heard a weird noise. So I see this card, and I feel like this card is what you are going to start to embody soon. And that's why I feel like maybe this is something that your twin flame is not able to really kind of get with right now. Like, this is not the season where they're going to fully understand what phase it is that you're going through, what season you're going through. I don't want to call it a phase, because I definitely feel like this is something that is definitely needed and something you are going to start to apply moving forward. So I don't want to call it a phase as in this is going to come and go, but this is definitely a season that you're in where you are going to start to explore and try and experience newness. This is the newness phase. And so I see Hierophant, and I feel like that's definitely supporting what I was saying when the Faith card was pulled, when the ninth house card was pulled in the first place. Seven of Wands tells me that Seven of Wands in reverse tells me that I feel like this is not something that you're going to really, I feel like you're not going to be doing a lot of this is definitely something that you're going to be mentally doing, is what I'm going to say. That's really what I'm trying to say. I feel like the feeling of feeling victorious, of the feeling of feeling like you got it, I don't feel like you're going to feel that way. In fact, I feel like you're going to feel a little bit more lost and on guard more than anything right now, just because this is such a learning phase. A lot of the stuff that you're going to be tampering with is new. And so I definitely want to say, take the time to educate yourself, take the time to learn, ask questions, ask someone who is in whatever it is that you're doing, someone that is well versed on it. Because I definitely feel like this is not a period where you're going to feel the most confident in what you're doing. This is the learning phase. So this is going to be a lot of trial and error and just trying to find your way in this season. So I definitely see you guys as kind of being a little bit more just, not really sure of what you're doing, but I feel like you guys are open enough to know that this is definitely a necessary step towards the right direction, whether your partner is involved or not. But I definitely feel like you guys are kind of going to be heading towards I feel like some of you guys, I don't want to say for everyone because this is a general read, so please keep that in mind, but I do feel like for some of you all, you are heading towards a moment of separation of sorts. Whether that's just, you guys not seeing eye to eye, and so you guys just don't really communicate as much, or you guys actually having a legitimate separation. Which is not all bad, by the way. Hold on, I need to readjust. All right. Cards just came flying out. I'm going to redo that. Six of Swords. Six of Swords is how we're going to end this tarot. So yeah, I feel like you are okay. So as I said, Seven of Swords is in reverse. So I said you initially are not gonna, you're gonna feel a little kind of off. You're not gonna feel like this is definitely you're not gonna feel the most confident in what you're doing. But I do feel like towards the end of this season, you are going to rise from this with clarity. I feel like even with the Six of Wands, you may even find people in this path that you really resonate with. You may find some tribe members, some soul tribe members, some people that really get you. And also I want to also mention that ninth house also says in the book that this may be a time where you start to separate yourself from like friends and family. And so it's funny that it says that in the book, and then Six of Wands comes out. I feel like you are separating, and I feel like, you are kind of being moved into different areas. And so the things that you're dropping off, the relationships that you're kind of, choosing to not continue to take part in, is only opening up the room for people that are actually going to be team you. You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like that's opening up that area. So even if it does mean that you and your partner kind of just, separate for this moment in time, I don't see you being alone as far as just by yourself, all by your lonesome. I see you finding tribe members that are going to be able to really, speak life into you during this moment and in this moment and season in which you're in. Okay. I do see that as well. Let's go ahead and go on to the tools that you need. I really like this deck. It's very visually pleasing to my eye. Whoa. That's a little... That one kind of didn't really... Yo! Travel. Your life purpose involves traveling. Very interesting. So yeah, then that card it was right under here. I mean, you guys saw it was right under here, and it just stood out even after I put them all together. So yeah, the card wanted... So you guys are meant to be traveling right now. You guys are meant to be mobile, not stoic, not stagnant in one space, but definitely moving around, putting yourself into new surroundings. That's something that you're going to start to feel the push and urge to do. So I definitely feel like you guys should heed that advice, that tool. I said those are your tools, those are your guides. Now it's homework time and this is specifically for you and your twin flame, okay? Something specifically for you and your twin flame. Oh, okay. Let me pull one more. That card says fighting, by the way. Here, I'll show you. Fighting. Card stands out. Transformation. That's the other card that stood out. Well, that's one of the cards that stood out, and the fighting card fell out. So, fighting and transformation. Homework is to choose your battles wisely. Okay, fighting is coming out, so I feel like maybe this change, this Five of Swords energy, this ninth house energy is starting to happen right now, and it's causing, like I said, it's causing a lot of I said this earlier, I think it may be causing a lot of tension in the relationship. A lot of issues are coming up, because when anytime there's a situation in which two people are together and one person changes course, there can be issues if the other person does not agree with where that person is going. I feel like that's what's happening right now. I feel like that's why the fighting card came out. So I want to say that if there is a disagreement, learn to fight constructively and productively, okay? And so what I mean by that is, because so many people don't understand how to even argue with a partner or person that they care about. You don't want to use you language. You language meaning you did this and you knew, and blaming, that kind of language, like you made me feel. Like, you don't use those languages. It's not constructive at all. What you want to use is I language. Hey, when this happened, I felt this. When this happened, this is how I perceived it. This is how I internalized that. I felt this way when this happened, when you did this action. That's how you want to talk. Always talk with a goal in mind. Me and my twin flame, every time if we have a disagreement, we always say at the bottom line, we value peace. Peace and harmony is most important to us. Not winning an argument, not trying to get the last word, or to, not even, oh, well, I'm right, so I'm just going to keep pushing the issue. We want peace and harmony in our relationship. That is something that is equally important to him as it is to me. And so you can see that you guys probably would never see us, disagree. But if you had, I know friends and family, if they ever saw us legitimately disagree, which we don't really have many, we don't have many legitimate disagreements, but we always come from a place of being respectful. We always come from a place of making sure we are not saying things just because we're angry, things that we cannot take back. We come from a very mature place when we are discussing things that maybe I have done that didn't sit well with him, or something he has done that doesn't sit well with me. We definitely come from a mature place, because at the end of the day, I care about that person, and I don't want to say words that I know are going to hurt that person, or things that I'm going to regret saying. So fight, if the fighting card came up, so definitely I want to say your homework is to, be aware of what you're fighting about, be aware of the end goal of what it is that you're trying to do, and also don't fight with anyone. Don't give anyone that energy, that arguing energy, if their goal is to not have peace and harmony. If they want to fight, just to hear themselves talk or to prove a point, don't engage. Don't engage, because that's lowering your vibration. It's going to keep you low. Don't engage. Okay. That's homework number 1. You also have homework number 2, which is transformation. Embrace what is happening right now. Don't hold resistance to it. That's what I'm going to say. Whatever is happening right now, whatever you're feeling, it's for a reason. You can definitely meditate on the reason why, but don't resist it. Okay? If you're getting the strong urge and sensation to book a flight somewhere, that's divine. Okay? Don't hold resistance to it. So that's what I have for you guys. I can't even tell if that's a crooked. Is that crooked? Who really knows? Anyway, that's the reading I have for you guys, Group 1. Thank you all so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead and go on to group number 2, but I will see you guys in my next video. Okay? Bye. What's going on? This is for the reading for group number 2. This is the messages that you need to know about you and your twin flame and what's going on. And anything else I decide to add in, whatever I'm feeling, I just kind of wing it. I freestyle most of this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go right into it. So the card that was picked for you is 10th house, and that is the world. And this also in the book correlates to the world card in tarot. So that's very interesting. Keep that in mind. So, what I want to say about this card and what I'm feeling for twin flame is that twin flame energy, a lot of the time, in fact, I want to even say most of the time, because twin flame is the mirror. It's that yin to your yang. So it's it complements one another, where one person has strengths, the other person is usually weaker in, and vice versa. Like, for instance, I suck at math, right? But my partner is a human calculator, right? I am relatively well at executing points. I'm really good at, grammar, literature, writing. He is not really the best at it. He's just not. So those are just examples. And I'm not saying that this is the case across the board, but I do feel like, the yin yang of it is twin flames typically balance each other out. That's the whole point of it, them coming into your life, is that they balance you, or they bring you the tools that you need in order to further on your journey of what it is that you're trying to do here on this earth. And so with that being said, I see this card and I pick up on divine masculine being very strong right now within your union. I see you guys being very relatively stable in your connection, and I feel like the game part of what this is, the beginning part, is kind of over. I don't feel like this is a new relationship, but more so this is someone that you are very familiar with, very comfortable with, and I feel like whoever is the divine masculine in this relationship, they are definitely getting to a place of really stepping into who they are truly meant to be here on this earth. And it's such a beautiful process. So I want to say, if you haven't, go ahead and love on your divine masculine in your relationship, because this card is letting you know that that's what's taking place. They are really starting to take the shape of what it is that they are meant to do and meant to be here, which means they're going to start to be more purpose driven. They're going to start to be more active in doing certain specific things. There's going to be a level of methodicalness that is going to start taking place. So you may start to see like actual changes in your partner's personality, in their physical appearance. Also, maybe in the way that they communicate now is going to be different. They may even decide that they want to go by a different name. I mean, I've seen that happen as well. So, just embrace the changes that are happening with your partner, the divine masculine in your union, because this 10th house lets me know that there is this sense of power and authority, and that typically comes from divine masculine, but that is something that you're going to start to see happening to your partner, and it's going to, of course, affect the relationship, but definitely in a powerful, and not powerful, but in a positive way. I mean, a powerful way too, but definitely in a positive way, because like I said, when both people, divine feminine and divine masculine, when they start to really assume their roles and walk in that authenticity, it just makes for a beautiful union and a more effective union as far as what each person was designed here to do. That in and of itself is just like enough. But we're gonna go ahead and go into the tarot to get some more depth. So what do we want to know? How about what type of changes specifically for divine masculine right now? Let's do that. What card wanted to not flip over? Star card. Star card. Like I said, they're going to be walking into some real authenticity now. They're going to start to fill their cup up. You know, they're going to start to really be aligned with self, true self, highest form of self, right? And also, star card, I see that, and I think of enlightenment. Your partner is raising in vibration. Again, all things that we should be celebrating. So, like I said, if you haven't loved on your partner today, specifically, if you see this reading, love on your divine masculine, please. And just, again, you want to definitely say, have moments of gratitude for the evolvement that they're doing, because that's challenging, especially in this day and age, guys. It is challenging to rise above. So the moment they can do that, you definitely want to, that was way too many cards. The moment they do that, you definitely want to hold space for them if they need it, and also practice states of gratitude. So okay, I see two cards that didn't want to come out. Ace of Wands, Six of Swords. All right, so I already talked about the star card. Ace of Wands is definitely telling me there's opportunity there. And like I said, they're going to start to do some changes, some actual changes. And I also said they're going to start to be more purposeful and methodical. Ace of Wands is reinforcing that. Your divine masculine partner is going to start to be more, you're going to start to see more directness. You're going to start to see more just like, this is what we're going to do. This is the plan. Not bossy, but like they're going to start to have more of a more active role in establishing what they want and what they want for this union and where to go. They're going to assume their role, essentially. They are the god, and the divine feminine holds the goddess energy, and so that's the energy you're going to start to see. And so this is definitely going to be this is going to be an igniting of a desire or passion as well. Maybe this something about this world, this 10th house, causes them to really start to understand what it is that they're supposed to do here. And so you may even see them say, hey, this is what we got to do now. And it may come from left field, but you watch this reading, so you're not going to be too surprised, because I already warned you. And so again, we definitely divine feminine, if this is you watching it, which it probably is, because most of the people that watch my videos are women. And so not to say that you have to be a woman to be divine feminine, that is an energy, but I'm just saying, it goes without saying, or maybe it doesn't. I said that wrong. I'm just saying that, a lot of times that's what typically happens. But of course, we're just talking about energy here. Six of Swords came out too. And so Six of Swords tells me that there's going to be some movement. There's going to be some situations that maybe your divine masculine feels you both need to be moving out of, or maybe they separately need to be moving out of. I don't see this as a separation between you and that person, you and divine masculine, but I do see them removing themselves out of a situation. And for some reason, I am getting career out of that. I know this is not a Pentacle card, but that is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them making the decision to remove themselves out of a job that is not serving them. And again, I definitely feel like, I'll take it. I'll take these cards. I'm not being led to put them back and try again. So we're going to it's 3 cards. So Strength card comes out. Six of Cups comes out. And Six of Cups is so funny because, like I said, I don't believe that this is someone that is new. I don't believe this is someone that, I don't believe this is a relationship that's new. I think this is a very mature relationship. I think that you both have been around each other and you have a certain level of comfortability with each other. So I will say that with the Six of Cups, this is not someone that this is something like, oh, we're in the honeymoon phases. Like, you guys are not in the honeymoon phase. I will say that. Strength card comes in. Strength card is definitely going to be something that you guys need because, hold on, I don't want to confuse you guys. This is what the card I'm talking about. So strength card comes in, and I definitely want to let you guys know with this card that because there's going to be a lot of movement, there's going to be a lot of change going on, and it might not happen, and it might not start to manifest itself physically right now, but I will say you are going to start to see a lot of change in your partner, and their partner in turn is going to want to start to change a lot of things about their physical reality. And it's going to require you to kind of be strong. It's going to require you to make sure that you are being that method of support for them, because most people are probably not even going to understand what they're on right now, but you need to be that source of support for them. So it's going to require you to be strong during this time of change. Page of Swords comes in, and so I look at Page of Swords, and I definitely feel like there's room for you to learn how to now communicate and adjust to this new relationship. I feel like because this is going to change your relationship, and I did say it is going to change it positively, but still there's going to be a learning curve with how to go about your new partner, how to address your new partner. I mentioned before that your partner may be wanting to do like a name change of some sort, or they just want to start being addressed differently, or maybe they start just, again, personality changes. There's all kinds of stuff that can be happening, but I definitely feel like there's going to be a learning curve with this new relationship now that your divine masculine is starting to really kind of just take over this need of like purpose-driven power, authority, just like taking over stuff now. Not taking over stuff in a negative way, but like, you know, maybe they were playing a very passive role in the past, and I feel like that definitely is something they're not doing now, or they're transitioning out of. So it's a learning curve for you, definitely, but also for them as well. I'm gonna pull out the purpose cards to kind of give you an idea of like the tools you can use during this time. So let's see. I'm gonna actually shuffle these. 1 second. Alright, that card looks funny. Sensitivity. Sensitivity did not want to go with the rest of the pack, so I pulled it out. Sensitivity. It says you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. All right, so tool to use, sensitivity. I think that maybe what they're saying in conjunction to this reading is that because your partner is making some changes, you do not want to be the one that is left behind. So maybe you need to fall into place as well. Start to tap into your divine feminine and figure out what changes you need to make, okay? So that you are still going to be equally yoked and in sync with your partner, if that makes any sense. So they're saying the tool to use is to start to tap into yourself and figure out the changes that you need to make as well. And so you know, you definitely not playing the passive game as well, but while you're watching your divine masculine assume they're right as far as who they are, you need to do in turn the same exact thing, okay? That is the tool, and honestly that sounds like a little bit of homework, but I am going to still pull your homework for this video. So let's go. What is the homework for this twin flame for group 2? Okay, card came out. Schizophrenia. What an interesting card. Let me see. Anything else? Any other piece of homework for group 2? All right, that card was acting funny. Hold on, I'm in a shuffle. So cards are doing some odd things. Here, I'll shuffle on camera too. courage. So schizophrenia. Oops, sorry, I got my phone. I use my phone to record. All right, so we have these two that came out, schizophrenia and courage. So let's talk about the first one, schizophrenia. So this card is really just representing an acknowledgement of two sides, right? If you actually see there's a person and they're holding on to both sides of a platform and they're kind of just hanging in the middle, which is not an ideal situation to be in because that looks very scary and dangerous. And I want to say that I feel like your homework for as far as this card goes and in connection to this reading that we have right here, I'm seeing that maybe to make sure that you and your divine masculine are not holding on to the past. You're not holding on to or you're not resisting the change that is happening. Okay. So what I used to say all the time to my twin flame is that a lot of times we want change, but at the same time we are so resistant to it and we don't even realize it. And I gave this metaphor. Imagine wanting to skydive, and so you take all the necessary steps, you get on the plane, you're geared up, you're suited up, and they open the door to the airplane, and you're watching everyone else jump out, and as soon as you jump out, you reach out last minute and you're holding on to the door. And so you're resisting the natural process of just kind of jumping out there and taking that leap. You're holding on to the door. So can one really say that they skydived if they held onto the door the entire time and never let go of the plane? You know, this is that for me. I see this and I see someone not letting go of the plane and resisting the natural process of change. You guys have to make sure that you're not resisting anything, that you're not holding on to anything, especially on this material world. Of course, it's super easy to get caught up in the materialism of this 3D world, but I want to say that this card is homework for both of you guys to make sure that you are allowing whatever needs to move, let it move, whatever needs to come in, let it come in, whatever needs to change, be allowing in the sense of letting it change, okay? So definitely we want to recognize where you've come from and where you're going, but also not to be resistant of just change, okay, in general. And then courage comes out, and this is a really pretty card. I love the colors in this card. And the courage is really more self-explanatory. It just really talks about for you guys and it really goes very nicely with the strength card back here. Courage and strength. It just really talks about having the faith and the again, it's courage. I don't even want to use a different kind of word. It's just, knowing that this is going to be okay, being strong enough to withstand whatever obstacles happen to come into your way, and being fearless in that, okay, having the courage essentially to proceed with the change that divine masculine is taking, and also to have your own process of change as well. That's what I see you guys needing to deal with for this moment in time, you and your divine masculine, the twin flame messages. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I don't want to make this too long. If this reading resonated in any way, I'm grateful for that. Ashe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's right down below. I'm going to go ahead and go to group 3, but I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye. What's going on? This is going to be the twin flame messages for group 3. Why did I hold up 4 fingers? Geez, 3. All right, so right off the top, we got the 2 cards, which is the 4th house and the 5th house. 4th house, I'm going to talk about first. Well, actually, no, I'm going to talk about both because I see one common thing that both have in common. I feel like there's going to be for you guys a surprise coming up very soon. I feel like you guys this is either going to be a surprise or this is going to be something that's going to be planned out in the near future. But I see establishment in the relationship, like permanent establishments in the relationship. I see marriage. I see, or some sort of finality of the union, like some sort of like put a stamp on it type of thing happening. And also I see pregnancy or children. if you guys don't have those. If you guys don't have pregnancy, but if you guys don't have children, I see pregnancy happening. And I'll explain what's going on. So roots, fourth house roots, fourth house is talking about your emotions, how you feel. It's referencing the moon, right? I see this card and I think you and your twin flame, are starting to really feel, and also I want to say that this correlates with the Four of Cups energy as well. So if you know anything about Four of Cups, it's all about stability. It's all about the home life. It's about parenting. It's about, really wanting to being in sync, really. And then of course the number 4, that is the force, that's the first number where 4 points can come together to really make a solid structure. It's the foundation, right? And I see fourth house, and I feel like this is a situation in which you guys are now starting to want to put in, I feel like you guys are wanting to really just procreate. And that's what I'm feeling. I feel like you guys are wanting to have a baby or maybe adopt a child. I feel like you guys are really wanting to essentially establish roots, establish grounds, have something to do. I feel like you guys are transitioning into that phase if you're not already there. But also, the reason I say that is fifth house is creativity. That's childlike, creativeness, creative power, expression, innocence, freedom. It's very freeing. It's kind of like it's not confined, and so it's very childlike. I feel like you guys are itching to kind of take on that next phase. I feel like this is a phase, and I don't want to say phase. I keep wanting to say phase. This is the second reading that I've said phase in, but that's not the word I mean. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But I feel like you guys are going into the next process, which is, wanting to have children, wanting that connection. Like I said, for some of you guys, I feel like you don't have kids. And so this is something that you're feeling. And I will say, by the way, because now that I'm thinking about it, so there's this other YouTuber named S. Ali Myers. I absolutely love his videos. I just love his videos. But anyway, he made a video today called Does Our Soul Choose Our Parents? And I thought the video was amazing. And I feel like I definitely want any of you guys, who are watching this, if you're interested, if that title sounds interesting at all, to check out that video. But he does mention in that video that, our souls pick our parents in the sense of, orchestrating the every single point, even up until the point of conception, right? And so I'm saying that to say that I feel like you guys are kind of aligning even possibly with your future child, and it's like everything is starting to come together. So if you guys are starting to have like talks about pregnancy or talks about expanding your family or growing a family, definitely know that is in divine timing. If that's something that has already started to happen and you're just now coming across this reading, it's divine timing. And I feel like that is kind of almost like spirit wanting you to know that that's what's in the books. That's what's going to be happening. But I definitely see I definitely see a solid union forming, and I definitely see children coming into play at some point very soon, though, because like I said, these are messages for right now between you and your twin flame. So that's what I'm feeling, which is so awesome, and congratulations. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go into depth about that, and I want to. Sorry, I had to shift positions. I'm going to go into depth. And the first thing I want to do is I do want to talk about timing, right? So like, when is this possibly going to end up happening, right? Again, general reading. So keep that in mind. It may not resonate with everyone, but I'm not sure. Actually, hold on, because my incense ran out and I want some more. Let me light it. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh, timing. Yes. we want to go into timing and figure out, so when is this going to happen, this change, or like when do we think that this, baby making is possibly going to take place. So let's see. Hold on. I'm feeling the urge to shuffle. Give me a second. I want one card to come out, even though 3 came out. I'm going to reshuffle. Give me a second. I'm gonna shuffle. When is this going to happen for group 3? When is this? Thank you. Knight of Swords came out. Knight of Swords came out, and it came out in reverse. Wow. So how I'm going to go about this is, one, I want to talk about the fact that it's in reverse. And so I feel like there's going to be, this is what I'm seeing. I'm just going to be transparent with you guys. I feel like even though you guys are going to be talking about this you guys are probably already talking about this. Some of you guys, the way that this is going to happen, it's going to be very fast. It's going to be unplanned. It's going to be a little reckless. Like, I see there may be a possibility of like one of those drunken nights where you and your partner just kind of like have a really good Friday, Saturday night, and both of you guys had too much to drink and you just kind of get it in, and then that's pretty much how the child is conceived. I feel like it's going to be something that is not thought out, not planned, and it's going to be something that kind of happens pretty soon. And the fact that it's swords tells me this is something that's going to happen very soon. Like, I'm talking like within the month, or within the next 30 days. Like, I'm talking very soon. This is going to happen for some of you all. Okay. And like I said, I definitely feel like because the Knight of Swords is in reverse, this isn't going to be something that's planned. This isn't going to be something that was well thought out. This is going to be like a dang. Okay. But like I said, I feel like because of where you guys are, it's not that big of a deal. I don't feel like it's going to be that big of a deal. This isn't going to be one of those crying in the bathrooms because you're pregnant, and you're crying about being concerned, crying because you're concerned type of moment. 4 of Swords came out, and 4 of Swords, I'm looking at that and I'm just thinking in my head that there's a little bit of resistance to resting. I don't know if you guys are kind of playing too much of a proactive game with sorry, I just moved my phone, so if you hear that, that's that noise. But I don't know if you guys are playing too much of an active role in the process of like the family and stuff. But I definitely think you guys need to chill out, just kind of loosen up a little bit if you are kind of like a little high strung about the concept of growing a family or establishing a family. This could be something, a lot of times people feel this way because of how their own childhood went. That's something that you want to work on if that does feel like that's you. Please understand that your childhood and how you grew up and how you were raised, it can influence how your child is raised, but it also cannot. It really depends on how conscious and aware you are while you're parenting. Okay, but know that definitely doesn't have to be the same thing that happens to your child. If it was an undesired event, like I said, it just means that you're going to have to take a more proactive and aware approach when you are being a mother or a father or just a parent in general, whatever label you identify most with. So I do want to say that. Anything else for group 3? That card looked like it wanted to flip over. So we have 4 of Wands. Flip some more. Page of Wands. Yeah, definitely see some action coming in. And King of Swords. Let me put these up. All right. So 4 of Wands, and it's so funny, 4's all over the place, and I just said the 4th house. So you guys are definitely in a really good space as far as the foundation of this going. I think there are things that needed to be set up that have been set up in order to, I guess, for the soul of your child to feel comfortable coming into this world and allowing you to make that happen for them. And so I see this being a very pleasant experience. This new season, this journey that you guys are going on in this moment is the 4 of Wands is very pleasant. Page of Wands, very pleasant. You're very optimistic about it. It's almost exciting. There's exciting energy that's happening all around you guys. So, like I said, congratulations. I said that again. King of Swords tells me you guys have done a lot of maturing lately. You and your partner have done a lot of maturing lately, and so I feel like that's definitely going to I think that definitely aids in you guys becoming parents. I for some reason feel like you guys don't have kids, or maybe you may have kids with someone else but you don't have kids with your twin flame, and I feel like that's something that is going to be happening. And like I said, I just want to say congratulations, because like I said, I feel like this is something that's going to be happening pretty quickly. So and again, I want to preface, I know this reading is not going to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't, that's fine. It's totally fine. I'm going to bring out the purpose cards to kind of give you some tools. Really, not that you need any, because, you're all adults and you probably know how to get a baby, but we're just going to do some tools anyway to see what they want, what they have to say. Okay? All right, I'm just going to flip one over. Counseling. We'll pull another one. Light and love. All right. So, counseling, I want to say that maybe, or not even maybe, I definitely want, it says you heal with kind words, wise advice, and empathetic ear. So, I definitely feel like one of the tools you can, one of the tools that you can use is definitely making sure that you and your partner are having you are establishing a safe space, making sure that both of you all are on the same page, checking in with your partner. This is a new adventure for you guys, a new journey for you guys. And so you want to make sure that you and your partner are in tune at every step of the beat. So definitely keeping that line of communication open, being empathetic if they express concern or hesitation or anything of that matter. Just like I said, just make sure you're able to establish a safe space, and if need be, hold space so that your partner feels comfortable being vulnerable and opening up to you and just showing you themselves, which I feel like you guys kind of have already started to do. Again, I see this King of Swords energy, so I feel like you guys have already put in a significant amount of work to get to the place where your relationship is maturing. But like I said, definitely a tool to keep in mind. Then light and love is what this card looks like, and it says your purpose is to bring divine healing. Your purpose is to bring divine healing, light, and love to this world. Jeez, can't talk. And it's funny that they say that, bring it into this world. So I feel like, once again, aligning with your purpose, and I do feel like pregnancy is part of that. I don't know. I just feel strongly about that. I feel like that's really what this is kind of encompassing. And it's definitely, these are purpose cards in general, but I definitely feel like light and love is what you're supposed to be depositing into your future child's life. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. And I do think that is something that it was meant to be heard from someone, because like I said before, and I have no reason other than just intuitively feeling like someone needed to hear that. But I said it before, if there is any sort of hesitation from you or your partner that, you don't want your child to have to go through some of the things that were undesired that you went through as a child, please understand and know that that is not something that is at default, something your kid has to go through, that you as the parent, as long as you are trying to be aware, as long as you're maintaining a high vibration and you're conscious, I see no reason why your child would have to be subjected to the things that were undesired that you went through. Okay, because like I said, there's certain understandings that you just kind of get when you are vibrating high and when you're practicing awareness. So please keep that in mind. But that light and love card also makes me want to just emphasize that once more. And then the last thing we're going to do is homework. This is your homework cards, So we're going to pull some cards from this, see what they say. I did already shuffle these, but pre-shuffle the deck, but we're just going to see if any cards pop out. It's homework for group 3. That one did not want to come out. So, compromise. All right, that's something that you guys, and that's self-explanatory, of course. Traveling. All right. So, homework. Maybe homework is to go somewhere new. Homework is to change your scenery. This could be a vacation. But I definitely feel like you guys, again, compromise. This is starting to, again, make me feel like there is some... there may be some hesitation on one of you guys' part as far as you want to, you want to have that commitment of a child, but then there's a part of you that kind of is hesitant. And I feel like, again, having the conversation as far as the tools of counseling and love and light, having those conversations, being honest and open, allows you guys to, to talk, explain how you feel. Compromise to me just makes me feel like you guys, there needs to be a common ground. There needs to be something that both of you guys can say. You walked away feeling like you were heard and feeling like there was a solution that met both of you guys' needs and wants, or expectations even. So I definitely feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had. I know that you guys kind of have that desire of, the mature relationship has established, marriage, like I said, pregnancy, but I definitely feel like one or the other of the partnership, someone in this partnership, basically is what I'm trying to say, is needing some assurance about something. And this could be about commitment to the marriage or commitment to a child. And I feel like it has to do with, for some reason, it has to do with their own childhood or their own upbringing. So that's something that I definitely feel like needs to happen. But if there is any sort of strife, definitely want to keep in mind the power of compromising. Why was I about to just... Is that even a word? Every video I feel like I say a word that is not really a word, and that's just my life. Anyway, and then of course traveling, like I said, this may be a good time for you guys to take a vacation. Maybe on the vacation is when you have this Knight of Swords, drunken nights, and oh my gosh, I'm pregnant type of story. So anyway, if that's what you're trying to do, there it is. If this reading resonated with you in any way, I'm grateful for that. Ashe to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay? Bye.